Hi, it's Gab.
Hello.
Back with Dad.
Dad, I'm back. I'm fit.
Back
I'm
in the
rested.
ring.
I'm tanned. I'm ready to go.
I don't know, is that what you do?
Ow.
Sorry.
Oh.
And we're reviewing The Fighter.
You have a defibrillator handy?
Always, right over there. Fighter, David O. Russell directed, starring Mark Wahlberg, Christian Bale, true story of Irish Mickey Ward, played by Mark Wahlberg, a boxer. True story, what's the story?
The story, it's really about two brothers, although there's a lot of other people, obviously, in the film. Mickey and Dickie. It's a little confusing. Would it be better if they called one of them Fred or something? Because it's got Mickey, Dickie. Mickey is the one played by Christian Bale.
Wrong.
Wrong. See, there you go.
Already he's confused.
Mickey is the one played by Mark Wahlberg.
Think of M.
Thank you. And Mark Wahlberg is a boxer, or was a boxer, not tremendously successful. Professional boxer.
Welterweight?
I don't know. There's different weights. Not tremendously successful. Made a little bit of a splash, not much, and is now paving roads in the small town where he lives in Massachusetts. His brother Dickie, played by Christian Bale, was a more successful professional boxer, achieved some, not fame, that's putting it too highly, but some recognition. Notoriety, but then collapsed into crack cocaine addiction and has become really an addict who spends most of his time in a crack house and doing the things that addicts do. And the film is about how each of them tries to get back into the boxing game. And one of them, that would be Mickey, played by Mark Wahlberg, succeeds dramatically and very successfully, eventually aided by his brother Dickie, who was in prison, comes out of prison and decides to help him do this. Sounds like a trite tale, perhaps, triumph over adversity and all that.
Sports tale, brotherly tale.
But it's not. It's not a trite movie. It's an excellent movie. It's a complicated movie. It's mostly about familial relationships, and in particular, the relationship between these two brothers who have a lot of difficulty in their relationship, but at bottom love each other, are devoted to each other, and help each other as best they can.
There's a great bond between brothers, which sounds like a cliche, but it really comes through in a genuine, complicated way because of everything that they're dealing with. And that central relationship is really what did it for me. It's a character study and a relationship story. If you don't care about boxing, which I
Doesn't
don't,
matter. It's not about boxing.
It's like with the wrestler. It's not truly about wrestling.
No.
That's just sort of the structure that gives these characters their arc and their motivations. And you really feel these motivations. I was very drawn into the emotions and the stakes in this story.
But it's not the plot that drives this film. The plot in and of itself is not particularly interesting. What drives this film is, as I said before, the complicated familial relationships, particularly between the two brothers, and in particular, what elevates this film into a high category, I think it's an excellent film, is the brilliant performance of Christian Bale.
It's what I call the Christian Bale category.
The Christian Bale category.
I'm a big fan.
Well, Gabrielle thinks that Christian Bale occupies a level of acting that nobody else does, is the best actor of his generation. I think he's a pretty damn good actor. But I do think there are others like Daniel Day-Lewis who are probably in competition for that accolade.
But there never fails to be an interesting performance with Christian Bale.
And he's so versatile. So versatile. I mean,
he really transforms. That's not him. That's Mark Wahlberg, obviously. Christian Bale really is the opposite of this in this movie. He's really transformed himself. Very, very gaunt. I mean, he's playing a crack addict, so I mean, you don't want him to be springing around the house.
How versatile he is. He goes from Batman to playing a crack-addicted, washed-up professional boxer in the twinkle of an eye.
Haven't we all?
Yeah, well, I do that regularly.
It's your weekend job.
Check with me this afternoon. I'll be playing a different role. But it's a brilliant performance. It's worth going to see the movie just for this. He's
so
really
charismatic.
good.
I mean, he's a very unlikable, seedy character, but he's funny. He's charismatic.
You're referring to the role he played? No, the role he played.
The role, yes.
No, were you talking about me?
No. And yet there's
a relief.
There's you feel an sympathy or an empathy for him, and wanting to see him succeed with his brother and overcome his hardships. In some ways, it's more his story, but the main factual story and the main through line and focus is about the Mickey's rise in boxing.
Yeah, but it's a clever film because in a sense the bones of it is about Mickey's rise, and the central character is Mickey as shown on the screen. But it's not really the real job of Mickey is to be there for Dickie to play off. The real job of Mark Wahlberg is to be there to showcase the brilliance of Christian Bale. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Mark does that well.
He does
as
it very well.
Yeah.
And we noted, by the way, that I think his last film, The Other Guys, with Will Ferrell,
Comedy in
it was
the
a
summer.
similar kind of position. He was the straight guy to Will Ferrell's kind of craziness.
Yeah.
And he's very good at that, and it's a very,
That's
and that's fine. I mean, you know, it's true that somebody else perhaps steals the show, but he's the person they got to steal it from.
And sometimes that's the harder job.
Yes.
But speaking of stealing the show, I also have to mention the mother, played by Michelle Leo. These boys, the mother character.
Great.
This is one of the great mother characters in film.
Yeah.
She's a stage mom. She's trashy.
She
She's
smokes constantly.
bleach blonde.
She's trying to get
it's all about her.
She's trying to get her boxing sons to make a buck so that she can take most of it away.
And yet,
She loves them dearly.
yeah, this family is what you'd call a dysfunctional family, but you do feel the caring and every scene is a contradiction of craziness, caring, miscommunication, divided motivations. I think really every scene, other than the pure boxing scenes, have all these different things going on that make it so interesting and so well done. The director has handled this with a sure hand and with some interesting flourishes, and it's a quality film.
It's one of the best films of 2010 for sure. It's going to be, I'm sure,
Gonna be
an Oscar
contender.
contender in several categories. Go and see it. It's not just a guy's film, by the way. Don't be misled about the boxing thing. Go see this film. It's an excellent film. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I agree.
And now you have business.
Now on to the business.
On to
After
the
the
business.
pleasure is our December DVD giveaway, which this month is Three Kings. And the reason it's Three Kings is because this is also David O. Russell. You've even
I thought it was because it was Christmas. Three Kings.
Also,
Three
sure.
Kings of
We're all about
Orient.
Christmas at Gab Dad, but also starring Mark Wahlberg as well as George Clooney and Spike Jonze. It's from a few years ago. It maybe is fallen off the radar.
I haven't
so to
seen this
speak.
film.
Dad hasn't even seen it, and it may have been a little bit forgotten, but it's a good movie. So if you want to win it for sorry, you don't qualify for a December DVD giveaway. It's only for subscribers. Are you a subscriber?
I think I am.
Conflict of interest, then please subscribe if you haven't, and we'll pick a winner by the end of the month. And we'll have some other good reviews coming this month. I mean, December is when some real heavy hitters come out to the
What's the next
theaters.
one? You know, that we'll review?
I'm not sure. I don't want to say specifically what the next one will be, but there's some good, December. There's the crowd pleasers that come out for the holidays, but there's also the
Okay.
Oscar hopefuls. Also check out our Black Swan review, which we had up several months
Yes.
ago.
And
but
follow
that
us
just
on
came out.
Twitter.
Follow us on Twitter now as well. And I just want to say about Black Swan, Darren Aronofsky was supposed to be the director of The Fighter, but he turned out to be the producer, if you're interested in that sort of thing. Some really good movies. We're
All right.
going to bring them to you.
We'll see you soon.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.